Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Assorted Duties. I am your host, Arthur Reynolds. Today, we are going to have a conversation on a sensitive society. This will be my fifth episode, and we will be having a conversation based off of all the other four subjects that I've brought up as far as with this society being so sensitive. First was one of my subjects that I talked about. Wasn't the first one, so I'm not going to go in order. The first one I'm bringing up is parenting. Parenting. I had said some things in my previous episodes on parenting that may have struck a chord with some people, and that's okay. That is what I would like to do, is bring it to a point where someone agrees or disagrees and brings it to light on their viewpoints on why they agree or disagree. Parenting was one of the subjects that I've received some information where they're telling me, well, you can't say that because you don't know everybody, you don't know their situation, you don't know what they're going through. And this is true. I don't know what you're going through, but I do know that regardless of what you are going through, you can't lose focus on what the big picture is, and that is your child. We want our children to be better than us. You know, we can prepare our child to where they work for themselves and they're their own entrepreneur. You have to know how to treat people and how to communicate with people. And you're going to have to know how to articulate yourself. And as parents, we are trying to teach our children these things. You know, we grew up a little differently. And so hopefully we're trying to not forget how we were brought up, because it wasn't a bad thing. It was a tough thing. But also knowing that there were some things that we were missing, and that some of those things were some nurturing, a little bit of coddling. You know, you got to know how to and when to. That doesn't mean just because they ramp and raved that they need to be coddled. Sometimes a good foot in the ass is what they need. You know your child. You just got to know the balance, the happy balance. When we're raising our children, we have to understand that this is what it's really about. It's really about the outcome of our child. We want our children, our child to get it. So I rub some people the wrong way with my other episode, with my first episode of parenting. And it wasn't my intentions to rub you the wrong way, but if it brought to light some things in you about your parenting skills, then good. I've achieved my objective. So, but it again tied into, you know, how sensitive some people are about situations that I brought up. And sometimes you have to take a good look at yourself and know that, well, you know, damn, he was right. You know, not all the time am I right, but in the cases of when I am, be honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, you're damn sure lying to everyone else. Now, some of the other ones, this one really did get me some comments on my email. And that was transgender in sports. Transgenders in sports was one of the things I truly am against. Like what I say, don't like what I say, it's not going to matter. This is just how I feel. I'm not necessarily looking for support, or am I looking for an argument? I'm just stating what I feel about transgender in sports. and I disagree with it. I don't know how else to say that. I truly just disagree with that wholeheartedly, and I probably am offending people by making that statement. I haven't received anything on my comments pertaining to that, which either you're not listening to it, or you're not getting what I'm saying, or you do get what I'm saying, and there's just no argument to what I'm speaking about, or no one's disagreeing. So I'll move on from that one. Debatable situations. That one pertained to sports, politics, and pretty much everything else that people have a tendency to want to have debates about. There are some people out there in sports that I believe could have that title. One of the persons that I do believe that might be able to receive that title from me in the quarterback's position would be Tom Brady. He would be the only person that I would probably consider giving the title the GOAT to, because of all of his contributions to the game. As far as other positions, I can't do it because there's too many people who've come along and shown greatness and things, but no one has done what Tom Brady has done. So I just have to say that the only reason why I give it to him, and I am not a Tom Brady fan. Let's be very clear on that. But one thing about me is I don't have to like you to respect you. If you're a great player, I will give that to you. I'm not going to take none of those things away because I'm a Steelers fan or because I'm a Sixers fan. I am not going to take that away. There's another person that I really don't care for because he was very, very good, and I respect his game with the utmost. And it's not that I don't like the person. It's just that I'm jealous. So, and that was Larry Bird. Larry Bird, phenomenal. Don't like him because he killed my Sixers. Killed them every time. But he killed a lot of people. So, those are debatable situations. I think I touched a nerve with people by me telling them I can't give Michael Jordan the GOAT. I can't give LeBron James the GOAT. When I brought that up and I made I asked people that, and I made my statement on why I can't give any one of them the GOAT, everybody sits back and they was like, well, okay, I can respect that. I can respect your opinion on how you're seeing it. And this is all it's coming down to. I'm looking forward to people talking about stuff and having their conversations in the locker rooms, in the bars, at the barbershop, at work, wherever, and even at games. When you're debating about stuff, you can't be closed-minded about the conversation you're having. You have your viewpoints. You could be very strong and stern about how you see something. But if you're arguing with somebody and you're only arguing with them and say, you know what, I didn't even see it like that. I wasn't even looking at it like that. But you know what, that makes very good sense. I still feel the way I feel, but I kind of can agree with what you're saying. Or I kind of see your point, whether you agree or you disagree with it. You can see another person's perspective on how they're looking at whatever it may be when you come to the conversation with an open mind. Being narrow-minded doesn't get it done. Now, on a topic on which a lot of people really don't come to the meeting with an open mind, and that is politics. This is a debatable situation. We are definitely in an election period right now where we're looking at Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. We have two political figures who definitely have different perspectives and different approaches to things. Who do you like? I'm not asking you to share it with me. For myself, whoever is best going to benefit me, my pockets, and my future, as well as my children and my grandchildren's future, so that we can leave something in better shape for them, then by all means, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. If you're that candidate, then that's who I'm voting for. But then it's that we have such a sensitive society to where people feel as though they can't go against the grain. You're wrong. You're wrong if you're voting for Donald Trump. You're wrong if you're voting for Kamala Harris. And that's just the way some people are. They're just so sensitive to you talking bad about Donald Trump. They're so sensitive about you talking bad about Kamala Harris. We need to do something about that. This needs to stop. So, with some of our relationships, because that was the other episode I did on relationships, and this is where we have a breakdown in communication. We talking about verbal communication. So, with this society today, I would like for everybody, just relax a little bit and enjoy some sarcasm, when they come at you sarcastically. Because I try, but I do say it in a sarcastic way, some things, and I don't mean it to be disrespectful of any kind, but sometimes your stupidity brings it out of me. And when we are looking at political affairs, sports, same-sex relationships, and the way some of these parenting happens, we need to not be serious about some things, but not take everything to heart. We don't have to take everything to heart. Not everything that we talk about is meant to end in violence. So, sensitive situations can create a serious outcome. And now we would have people, and maybe me and a few others, that might be hurt or whatever have you, because the situation went south. So it's just, I wish we could, respect the situation and respect each other and look at the situation totally different than when we are approaching it to begin with. A lot of times we're approaching the situation and we're not looking at the whole thing. You got to look at the whole picture. You got to look at the grand scheme of things, not just that hot moment. And that's just what I wanted to talk about. So with a lot of this here, I hope we can just end a lot of this here sensitive stuff, and we can raise our kids to not be so sensitive, and have a stronger or tougher skin, as we like to say at my job. You got to have a tough skin. So I just wish a lot of this were to take place. So, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. For any comments, do so down in the comments section below. Thank you. This is Arthur Reynolds, your host of Assorted Duties. Until next time.